Captain Jin stood at the viewport of the exploration vessel Pathfinder, watching the stars. The ship had been in this uncharted system for 3 days. His crew worked quietly around him on the bridge. "Captain, we have unknown ships approaching," said Officer Lee at the sensor station. 3 vessels moving fast." Jin nodded calmly. First contact was always a tense moment. "Alert Dr. Hana and Chief Tae. Tell them to meet me in the conference room." The captain had been through this before. As former Special Forces, he knew to stay calm. But this was different. Humanity had been in space for decades, yet they had never met intelligent alien life. Until today. Dr. Hana rushed into the conference room, her data pad clutched tightly. As the ship's xenobiologist, she had waited her whole career for this moment. "Do we have images?" she asked, almost out of breath. Chief Tae, the security officer, was already there. He stood with his arms crossed, looking serious. "We do. And they don't look friendly." Captain Jin activated the display. 3 ships appeared, shaped like arrowheads with sharp edges. They moved with clear purpose. "They're hailing us," Jin said. "Universal Translator is working. Let's see what we're dealing with." The screen flickered, and they saw aliens for the first time. The aliens had gray-scaled skin, yellow eyes with vertical pupils and sharp teeth. They looked like predators. The one in the center wore armor decorated with what seemed to be trophies. "I am Supreme Hunter Rock of the Kravax Dominion," the alien said, its voice deep and harsh even through the translator. "Identify yourselves, prey species." Jin raised an eyebrow but kept his voice steady. "I am Captain Jin of the Earth exploration vessel Pathfinder. We come in peace and friendship." The alien made a sound like a laugh. "Peace? Friendship? These are concepts for the weak. What are your weapons? What planets have you conquered?" Dr. Hana whispered. "They seem to value aggression. This could be difficult." Jin tried a different approach. "We have powerful defensive capabilities but prefer cooperation. We have much to share through trade and knowledge exchange." Supreme Hunter Rock leaned closer to the screen. "You have no natural weapons, no claws, no fangs. How has your species survived? Are you pets of a stronger race?" Chief Tae tensed, but Jin signaled him to stay calm. "We evolved differently," Jin explained. "Our strength is in our minds and our ability to work together." The alien commander seemed confused by this. Another Kravax appeared beside him, this one smaller and without as many decorations. "I am Observer Suk," the new alien said. "Your species is unknown to our records. We request a meeting to determine your classification." Jin nodded. "We would be honored to meet. We can prepare a delegation." "Good," Supreme Hunter Rock said. "We will send a shuttle. Be ready to prove your worth, humans." The screen went dark. "I don't like this," Chief Tae said immediately. "They see us as prey." Dr. Hana was already analyzing the data. "Their society seems built around hunting and dominance. Notice the trophies on their armor. Those might be from other species." Jin walked to the window, thinking, "We need to show strength without being aggressive. Get the conference room ready. Tae, have a security team on standby, but no visible weapons." 2 hours later, 6 Kravax aliens stood in the Pathfinder's conference room. They were all tall, at least 7 feet with powerful builds. Their scaled skin reflected the lights and their yellow eyes darted around, assessing everything. Supreme Hunter Rock walked around the humans, studying them. "So soft," he said. "So defenseless." Dr. Hana stepped forward. "We may not have natural weapons, but we've survived and thrived. Our planet has many dangerous predators, yet we became the dominant species." Observer Suk seemed interested. "How? Through technology alone?" "Partly," Jin said, "but mostly through cooperation and intelligence. We build societies where everyone contributes." A younger Kravax warrior moved closer to Officer Park, one of the security team. Without warning, he poked Park hard with a clawed finger. "Your skin tears easily," the warrior said. Park didn't flinch. "Try that again, and you'll learn what humans do when threatened." The room grew tense. The Kravax warrior grinned, showing rows of sharp teeth. He raised his hand again. Chief Tay moved with surprising speed, putting himself between Park and the alien. "That's enough." Supreme Hunter Rock made a barking sound. "Stand down, Dak. We are here to observe, not to start a hunt." He turned to Jin. "Though a hunt would tell us much about your true nature." Jin remained calm. "We prefer to get to know each other through conversation, not combat." Observer Sook stepped forward. "Tell us of your civilization, humans. How many worlds do you control?" "We have colonies on Mars, Europa, and Titan. We've explored much of our solar system, but this is our first venture to another star." The Kravax seemed surprised. "So few," Rock said. "The Kravax dominion spans 83 star systems." "Impressive," Jin said sincerely. "We have much to learn from you." This seemed to please Supreme Hunter Rock. "Perhaps you are wise, despite your weakness. The Hunting Council will want to meet your leaders." "The Hunting Council?" asked Dr. Hana. Observer Sook explained. "Our ruling body. They determine the status of all species in the galaxy." Jin didn't like the sound of that. "Status?" "Whether you are hunters like us," Rock said, "or the hunted like most species." A cold feeling spread through the room. Chief Tay's hand moved closer to his hidden weapon. Jin chose his words carefully. "We don't categorize species that way. We believe in equality and mutual respect." Several of the Kravax made that barking sound again. Laughter, Jin realized. "Equality is a myth," Rock said. "Nature has a hierarchy. The strong rule the weak. This is the way of the universe." Dr. Hana spoke up. "On Earth, many predator species have gone extinct, while supposedly weaker species survived. Strength takes many forms." Observer Sook tilted her head. "Interesting. Your species has unusual ideas." "Ideas don't win battles," one of the other warriors said. Jin smiled slightly. "You'd be surprised." Supreme Hunter Rock studied Jin for a long moment. "We extend an invitation to visit Thoraxis, our homeworld. The Hunting Council wishes to meet humans and determine your place in the galactic order." Jin knew this wasn't really an invitation but a test. "We accept. When should we be ready?" 3 of your days. Bring representatives who can demonstrate human capabilities." Rock looked at the humans one last time. "Prepare well. The council is not easily impressed." After the Kravax left, the bridge crew gathered. "This is bad," Chief Tay said. "They see the whole galaxy as a hunting ground." Dr. Hana was reviewing her notes. "Based on their language and behavior, they've probably dominated numerous species. Did you notice how they referred to prey species as if it's normal?" Jin nodded. "We need to contact Earth immediately, and we need to prepare. The Kravax may be physically stronger, but we'll show them that humans have our own kind of strength." Outside the viewport, the 3 Kravax ships hovered like predators waiting to strike. First contact had been made, but the real challenge was just beginning. Humanity would soon face the judgment of the galaxy's self-proclaimed apex hunters, and the hunters had no idea what they were in for. 3 days passed quickly aboard the Pathfinder. Captain Jin had spoken with Earth's leaders many times. They all agreed. Humanity needed to make a good impression on the Kravax. "Ambassador Sun has arrived," Officer Lee announced. Jin nodded. The diplomat had been rushed from Earth on the fastest ship available. With her was Lieutenant Do, a military observer chosen for his survival skills. Ambassador Sun was a small woman with a calm face and sharp eyes. "Captain Jin," she said with a bow, "I've read your reports. These Kravax sound challenging." "That's putting it mildly," Chief Tay said. "They see us as prey." Lieutenant Du, tall and muscular, crossed his arms. "Let them try to hunt us. They'll learn quickly." "No," Ambassador Sun said firmly. "We can't afford a conflict. Earth isn't ready for an interstellar war." Dr. Hana joined them, carrying her data pad as always. "The Kravax ship is approaching. They've sent landing coordinates on their homeworld." "Captain," Jin looked at his small team. "Remember, we need to be strong without being threatening. The future of human-alien relations depends on this meeting." The planet Thraxis was beautiful but harsh. From orbit, they could see vast forests, deep canyons, and tall mountains. The Kravax shuttle landed in a clearing near a massive stone structure. That must be the hunting council hall, Dr. Hana whispered as they stepped out. The air was thicker than Earth's, and the gravity slightly stronger. The humans felt heavy and breathed deeper than normal. Supreme Hunter Rock waited for them with several other Kravax. Welcome to Thraxis, humans. The Grand Hunter awaits. The inside of the hall was decorated with bones, skulls, and weapons. Hundreds of Kravax watched as the humans walked down the central path. At the end sat an ancient-looking Kravax on a throne made of what looked like giant tusks. Grand Hunter Cole, Rock announced, I present the humans. The old Kravax leaned forward, his yellow eyes bright despite his age. So these are the soft creatures from beyond our space. His voice was deep and raspy. Tell me, humans, what makes you worthy of notice? Ambassador Sun stepped forward and bowed respectfully. Grand Hunter, we bring greetings from Earth. We seek friendship and knowledge exchange with the mighty Kravax. Grand Hunter Cole made the barking laugh they had heard before. Friendship is for equals. You must prove yourselves first. A younger Kravax moved closer, studying the humans with what seemed like curiosity rather than the usual disdain. I am Hunter Mick. I have studied your ship from afar. Your technology is interesting. Lieutenant Doe nodded. Thank you, we're proud of our achievements. Technology means little, Grand Hunter Cole said. Any species can build tools. The true measure is survival skill. The hunt reveals all. Captain Jin felt a cold feeling in his stomach. What are you suggesting? Grand Hunter Cole stood towering over them. You will participate in the proving hunt. Without your advanced weapons, this will determine your status among the stars. Ambassador Sun kept her face calm despite the challenge. We accept but request to know the rules. This seemed to amuse the Kravax leaders. Simple, said Grand Hunter Cole. Survive for 3 days in the western wilds. Hunt or be hunted. Return here alive. Dr. Hana whispered to Captain Jin. The western wilds must be a testing ground. They probably use it to classify other species. Hunter Mick added, you may use only what you can make with your hands. No energy weapons, no flying machines. When do we start? Lieutenant Doe asked, his voice steady. Tomorrow at dawn, Grand Hunter Cole said. Rest well. You will need your strength. That night, in their assigned quarters, the human team planned. They're testing our survival skills, Lieutenant Doe said. Without technology, they think we're helpless. Captain Jin nodded. That's their mistake. Humans survived on Earth long before we had advanced tools. Ambassador Sun was thoughtful. We need to show them different kinds of strength, not just physical power. I've been studying their records, Dr. Hana said, showing her datapad. The Kravax have conquered many worlds and classified dozens of species as lesser beings, based on these hunts. So we're not the first to go through this, Captain Jin said. No, but we might be the first to change their minds. The western wilds were a dense forest with tall trees and thick underbrush. 6 humans, Captain Jin, Dr. Hana, Chief Tay, Ambassador Sun, Lieutenant Doe, and Officer Lee, stood at the edge with only simple clothes and 1 knife each. Hunter Meek explained the final rules. There are predators in these woods. Some of our finest hunters will also be tracking you. Survive 3 days and you earn respect. As the humans entered the forest, they heard the barking laughter of the Kravax behind them. They think we're going to die out here, Officer Lee said nervously. Captain Jin took charge. First, we need water and shelter. Lee and Tay, look for a water source. Do. Start gathering materials for shelter. Dr. Hana, identify any plants that might be edible or useful. Ambassador Sun, you're with me on security. The humans worked together smoothly. By nightfall, they had a small camp with a simple shelter, a fire, and even some traps around the perimeter. Lieutenant Doe had made basic spears from straight branches and sharpened stones. Not much, but better than nothing. Dr. Hana had found several plants similar to those in Earth's forests. These should be safe to eat based on my tests. That night they heard roars and howls in the distance, and sometimes closer sounds, the Kravax hunters watching them. On the second day, they were attacked. A large cat-like creature with 6 legs burst into their camp. Chief Tay was knocked down, but Lieutenant Doe and Captain Jin worked together with their spears. They didn't kill the creature but drove it away. From the trees they heard surprised murmurs from the Kravax observers. Later that day, Ambassador Sun suggested something unexpected. We should build more than we need. Extra shelters, extra traps. Why? Asked Officer Lee. We're doing fine. To show them how humans really survive, by planning ahead and working together. The team agreed and spent the day improving their camp. They built 3 shelters, a smoking rack for food, better weapons, and even a simple alarm system with strings and small stones. On the 3rd day, the real test came. 3 Kravax hunters approached the camp openly. Their leader was not Rock or Mick, but a new one they hadn't seen before. I am Hunter Lord Vox, he said. I've come to test you personally. He was larger than the others with more trophies on his armor. His eyes were cold as he looked at the humans. Choose your best fighter, he demanded. We will see what humans are truly made of. The humans exchanged glances. A direct fight with a Kravax would be nearly impossible to win. Ambassador Sun stepped forward, surprising everyone. In human culture, the greatest test is not of strength but of wisdom. Hunter Lord Vox seemed confused. Explain. A true hunter knows when to fight and when to find another way, she said. We have survived your wilderness not by fighting everything, but by using our minds. She gestured to their camp, showing all they had built. Any creature can kill. Only intelligent beings can create. The Kravax hunters looked at each other. This was not what they expected. Hunter Lord Vox seemed angry, but before he could respond, they heard another voice. Enough, Vox. It was Hunter Mick, emerging from the trees. They have passed the test. They have survived 3 days using only their hands and minds. Hunter Lord Vox growled but stepped back. The council will decide their status. As the humans were led back to the council hall, Dr. Hana whispered to Captain Jin, I think we've made both friends and enemies today. Jin nodded. And this is just the beginning. In the hunting council hall, Grand Hunter Cole listened to the reports from the observers. He seemed surprised by what he heard. Humans, he finally said, you have shown unusual skills. Not the strength of predators, but something different. Ambassador Sun bowed respectfully. We hope this is the beginning of understanding between our peoples. Grand Hunter Cole nodded slowly. You may establish a diplomatic presence on Thoraxis. We will learn more about each other. As the humans left the hall, Hunter Mick approached them. You have surprised many today. But be careful. Some see your differences as a threat. Captain Jin glanced back at Hunter Lord Vox, who was watching them with cold eyes. We understand, Jin said. The real challenge has just begun. 3 months passed since the humans established a small embassy on Thoraxis. The building was simple but strong, with the Earth flag flying proudly. Inside, Ambassador Sun and her team worked to learn more about the Kravax and their empire. Another message from Earth, said Officer Lee, handing a datapad to Ambassador Sun. Commander June will arrive next week with the diplomatic security team. Sun nodded. Earth's leaders were concerned about the situation. The Kravax controlled dozens of star systems and many alien species. Not all of these aliens were treated well. Dr. Hana entered the room looking excited. I made contact with representatives from the Volari system. They want to meet in secret. The Volari? Captain Jin asked. Aren't they one of the prey species? The Kravax mentioned. Yes, Dr. Hana said. And they're not the only ones interested in humans. The meeting took place in a quiet corner of the trade district. 3 aliens waited in the shadows, a tall, thin being with 4 arms, a short, stocky creature with thick fur, and a blue-skinned humanoid with large eyes. I am Coordinator Min, said the blue-skinned alien. We represent what you might call The unheard voices of the galaxy. Ambassador Sun bowed slightly. Thank you for reaching out to us. News of humans has spread, Min said. A species with no natural weapons that stands equal to the Kravax. This is revolutionary. The four-armed alien spoke. For generations, the Kravax have classified species as predator or prey. Those labeled prey become servants, workers, or worse. Captain Jin frowned. This sounds like slavery. The Kravax call it natural order, Min said. But many species are growing tired of this system. Your arrival has given them hope. What exactly do you want from us? Ambassador Sun asked carefully. Nothing yet, Min replied. But know that change is coming. The prey will not be prey forever. As they left, Dr. Hana whispered, I think we just met the beginning of a rebellion. In the Grand Hall of the Hunting Council, voices were raised in anger. Hunter Lord Vox stood before Grand Hunter Cole, pointing accusingly at Observer Sook. The humans are dangerous, Vox shouted. They spread dangerous ideas. 3 work colonies have reported unrest since their arrival. Observer Sook remained calm. The humans have done nothing wrong. They simply exist as they are. Their very existence challenges our way of life, Vox argued. They must be put in their proper place, or eliminated. Grand Hunter Cole raised his hand for silence. The council is divided on this matter. Half see humans as potential allies, half as a threat. At that moment, a messenger rushed in. Grand Hunter, the Volari mining colony is in open rebellion. They refuse to work and demand equal status. Hunter Lord Vox slammed his fist on the table. See? This is the human influence. Grand Hunter Cole looked troubled. Bring me proof of human involvement and we will act. A week later, Commander June arrived with his security team. He was a tall man with a serious face and a calm manner. With him came Mediator Han, a skilled negotiator. The situation is getting tense, Captain Jin told them during the briefing. Some Kravax blame us for the growing unrest. Commander June nodded. Earth wants peace, but we must also be prepared. The Kravax need to understand that humans are not easily intimidated. We've also received word that 2 more systems have joined the Volari protest. Dr. Hana added, They're calling themselves the Prey Alliance now. Mediator Han looked concerned. We need to make sure we're not caught in the middle of a galactic civil war. Their meeting was interrupted when alarms sounded throughout the embassy. Chief Tay burst in. 3 Kravax warships just entered orbit. They're targeting our research station on the moon. Everyone rushed to the communications center. On the screen, they saw the research station, a small facility with 20 scientists studying Thoraxis's moon. They're firing, someone shouted. Commander, June grabbed the communicator. This is Commander June to Earth Defense Vessel Guardian. Protect our people. The Guardian was a small but powerful ship that had arrived with Commander June. It moved quickly, placing itself between the research station and the Kravax ships. Kravax vessels, June broadcast. Cease fire immediately. This is an unprovoked attack! On another screen, Hunter Lord Vox's face appeared. Humans, we found your weapons on the Volari colony. You are arming the prey species against us. Ambassador Sun stepped forward. That's a lie. We've sent no weapons. Silence, Vox roared. The time for talk is over. Now you will learn what happens to those who challenge the Kravax. The Kravax ships fired again. The Guardian took the hits on its shields, which flared brightly but held. Commander June's face was grim. Return fire. Target their weapons only. The Guardian fired precise beams that disabled 1 Kravax ship's weapons. The other ships continued their attack. They're trying to provoke a full war, Mediator Han said. We must not fall for it. Commander. June nodded. Guardian, disable their engines, no lethal force. The battle in orbit was brief but intense. The Guardian, though outnumbered, was more advanced. Within minutes, all 3 Kravax ships were floating helplessly. Their weapons and engines disabled but crews unharmed. Send this message to all Kravax channels, Commander June ordered. Humans do not seek war. We defended ourselves with minimal force. We could have destroyed your ships but chose not to. Remember this. News of the battle spread quickly. The Kravax Council was in chaos. Many were shocked that 3 warships had been defeated so easily. Others demanded immediate full-scale war against Earth. Meanwhile, rebellions broke out on 3 more Kravax colony worlds. The prey species, inspired by how humans had stood up to the Kravax, were demanding freedom. Coordinator Min met with Ambassador Sun again, this time openly. You see what is happening? Your example has given courage to those who had none. Sun looked troubled. We didn't come here to start a revolution. Some fires start with just a small spark, Min replied. The Kravax Empire has been waiting to burn for centuries. Back at the embassy, Mediator Han was working tirelessly to arrange peace talks. If we can just get both sides to listen. His words were cut off when the building shook. Outside, Kravax crowds were gathering, some throwing rocks at the embassy. Walls! Hunter Lord Vox is leading them, Chief Tay reported. He's telling everyone that humans are destroying the natural order of the galaxy. Captain Jin looked out at the angry crowd. The natural order they're so afraid of losing is one where they're on top and everyone else suffers. Commander June joined him at the window. Message from Earth. The full defense fleet is on its way, but it will take time. They want us to evacuate. And abandon the prey species to their fate? Dr. Hanna asked. Before anyone could answer, Grand Hunter Cole himself arrived at the embassy with his guards. The crowd parted for him. Humans, he said gravely when brought to the conference room. The council has made its decision. Hunter Lord Vox has convinced enough members that you are a danger to our way of life. Ambassador Sun stood tall despite her small size. And what is this decision? The Kravax Dominion formally declares humans to be an enemy species. You have 3 days to leave our territory. After that, you will be culled. The word hung in the air like a death sentence. This is a mistake, Mediator Han said. War benefits no one. Grand Hunter Cole looked tired. Perhaps, but it is decided. Prepare your people. After he left, the human team gathered to plan. We can't just leave, Dr. Hanna insisted. What about the Prey Alliance? They'll be crushed. Without help. Commander June's face was stern. Our first duty is to protect Earth. The Kravax will be coming for our world next. Captain Jin looked at the stars through the window. Out there, a storm was brewing, one that would change the galaxy forever. Then we'll have to be ready when they come, he said quietly. Because humans are neither predator nor prey. And it's time the galaxy learned that. Admiral Kim stood on the bridge of the Earth Defense Force flagship Defender. Around her, officers worked at their stations as the fleet took position around Earth. 50 ships formed a protective ring, the largest military force humans had ever assembled in space. Status report, Admiral Kim ordered. Long-range sensors detect Kravax ships entering the solar system, reported her second-in-command. At least 100 vessels, maybe more. Admiral Kim nodded calmly. They had expected this. The Kravax would not let the challenge to their power go unanswered. Is Engineer Yun ready? She asked. Yes, Admiral. His team says the new defense system is online. Engineer Yun was Earth's brightest mind. For weeks he had worked day and night developing technology to counter the Kravax biological advantages. His team had studied everything the First Contact. Mission had learned about Kravax physiology. All ships maintain position, Admiral Kim ordered. Remember the plan. We fight smart, not hard. Hunter Prime. Jack stood on his command ship leading the largest invasion fleet in Kravax history. His orders were simple. Crush the humans and make an example of their world. These soft creatures think they can upset the natural order, he growled to his officers. Today they learned their place. The Kravax fleet moved toward Earth in attack formation. Their ships were powerful, designed to overwhelm enemies with brute force. They had conquered many worlds this way. The human fleet is small, reported a Kravax officer. Only 50 ships against our 100. Hunter Prime. Jack showed his sharp teeth in what passed for a smile. They are prey trying to act like predators. This will be a quick hunt. Back on Earth, Engineer Yun watched the approaching fleet on his monitors. His new weapons were untested in real combat. The key was their sensory biology, he explained to the government officials watching nervously. Kravacs have enhanced vision, hearing, and smell. It makes them excellent hunters. And excellent targets, added one official. Engineer Yun nodded. Exactly. What is a strength can become a weakness. The battle began suddenly. The Kravacs fired first, powerful energy beams shooting toward Earth's fleet. But instead of firing, back the human ships released thousands of small objects into space. What is this? Hunter Prime Jack demanded. Space debris cannot stop us. Then the small objects activated. Bright lights flashed in patterns specifically designed to overload Kravac's vision. Sonic pulses targeted the frequencies their sensitive hearing could detect. Chemical compounds that triggered their advanced sense of smell were released into space around their ships. Across the Kravac's fleet, warriors fell to their knees, overwhelmed by sensory input their evolved biology couldn't handle. Shut it out, screamed Hunter Prime Jack, his own eyes watering and ears ringing. Fire all weapons! But their accuracy was gone. Shots went wild, missing the human ships entirely. Admiral Kim watched calmly. Now, engage according to plan. Target engines and weapon systems only. The Earth fleet moved in precise formations, completely different from anything the Kravacs had seen before. Instead of meeting force with force, the human ships darted between the larger Kravacs vessels, firing with surgical precision. I don't understand their strategy, a Kravacs officer complained. They fight like no predator I've ever seen. Hunter Prime Jack struggled to focus through the sensory assault. Because they aren't predators, he realized too late. There's something else entirely. As the battle raged near Earth, a second fleet appeared at the edge of the solar system. Small, fast ships of various designs, the combined forces of the former prey species, led by coalition leader Bo. The humans held their ground, Bo said to his mixed crew of different species. Now we fulfill our part of the agreement. When Ambassador Sun had evacuated Thraxis, she hadn't gone directly to Earth. Instead, she and Coordinator Min had traveled to the gathering points of the Prey Alliance. There, they had formed a plan. The Alliance ships moved quickly, attacking the rear of the Kravacs fleet. The hunters were now caught between two forces, Hunter Prime. Jack watched in disbelief as his fleet began to fall apart. Impossible. Prey species do not fight back, they do not coordinate. On his view screen, Admiral Kim's face appeared. This is your only warning. Withdraw your forces now, or we will be forced to destroy your ships rather than simply disable them. Never, Jack roared. The Kravacs do not retreat, Admiral Kim sighed. Very well. The next wave of human attacks was devastating. Unlike before, these targeted the power cores of the Kravacs ships. One by one, the mighty vessels went dark. On a Kravac ship near the back of the fleet, Supreme Hunter Rock watched the battle with growing understanding. He had been among the first to meet humans, and something about them had troubled him from the start. They don't think like us, he said to Observer Sook, who stood beside him. We've been fighting the wrong battle. What do you mean? Sook asked. The Kravacs believe in strength above all. We evolved as apex predators and built our empire on that principle, but humans, he gestured to the battle unfolding before them. Humans evolved differently. Observer Sook watched as another Kravac ship was disabled with precision strikes. They're not fighting to kill. They could destroy us, but they're choosing not to. Yes, Rock agreed. And that is a kind of strength we never considered. He made a decision. Open a channel to both fleets. Admiral Kim was surprised when Supreme Hunter Rock's face appeared on her screen. This is unexpected. Human Admiral, Rock said formally. I wish to discuss terms of surrender. Hunter Prime Jack's voice broke in. Traitor, the Kravacs never surrender. The battle is lost, Jack, Rock replied. Look around you. Our mighty fleet is falling to a supposedly weaker species. Perhaps it is time to reconsider what strength truly means. Admiral Kim studied the Kravacs. Hunter. We have no desire to destroy your people. We only wish to live in peace. And the prey species? Rock asked. What of them? They must be free to determine their own futures, she answered. The days of predator and prey are over. The bar fighting stopped gradually. Some Kravax ships continued to battle until disabled, but most accepted Rock's order to stand down. On Earth, crowds gathered to watch the news broadcasts. Engineer Yun smiled tiredly as the reports of victory came in. Not bad for a prey species, he said to himself. 3 days later, representatives from Earth, the Kravax Dominion, and the former prey species met aboard a neutral vessel. Supreme Hunter Rock had assumed leadership after Hunter Prime Jack's disgrace. The Hunting Council has been dissolved, Rock announced. In its place, we propose a new galactic council with representatives from all species. Captain Jin, now serving, as Earth's representative, nodded in approval. Equals working together, that is the human way. Coalition leader Bo stepped forward. The former Prey Alliance agrees to these terms, provided all our worlds are recognized as independent. They will be, Rock promised. The Kravax must learn a new way of existence. It will not be easy, but it is necessary. Observer Suk, who stood at Rock's side, added, We have much to learn from humans. You showed us that adaptation is the true mark of an advanced species. As the meeting concluded, Captain Jin gazed out at the stars visible through the viewport. So much had changed in such a short time. Humans had arrived on the galactic stage and completely upended the established order. The galaxy's apex hunters weren't ready for humans, he said quietly. But maybe now we can all be ready for a better future. Around the table, representatives of dozens of species, former predators and prey alike, began the long process of building that future together. Not through strength of claw or fang, but through the uniquely human gifts of cooperation, innovation, and the wisdom to use power with restraint.